Brexit has provided the European Union with a blank cheque to pursue plans for a European superstate taking over sovereign powers from its members, Swedish MEP Charlie Weimers claimed. Brexit will strengthen attempts from the European Union to expand its influence across member states now the UK can no longer make trouble, according to Swedish MEP Charlie Weimers. The UK had long been considered one of the key obstacles to federalisation plans, and some analysts suggested its departure would open the gates for the expansion of Brussels' influence in the EU 27. Speaking to Express following the latest EU summit in July, Mr. Weimers suggested the decision to adopt a common coronavirus rescue fund marked the first step towards federalisation. Mr. Weimers said, "This whole negotiation round regarding the MFF and the recovery fund, it shows the EU post-Brexit. Instead of much-needed humility in the face of Euroscepticism, Brussels took the departure of the British troublemakers as a blank cheque to push for a full-blown European superstate with taxes and endless transfers. From my perspective, the Swedish people have been sold out." The UK had long been believed to have acted as a buffer between Brussels institutions and the EU 27, playing a pivotal role on containing the bloc's federalist aspirations. Indeed, Britain had seen original attempts to enter the precursor of the EU, the European Economic Community (EEC), over concerns regarding London interference. French President Charles de Gaulle argued the UK would seek to impose its own conditions upon entering the EEC while claiming the country's politico-economic system profoundly differed from that of continental Europeans. According to biographer Jonathan Fenby, General de Gaulle had rejected Britain's initial attempts to join to preserve France's leading role within the institution. Mr. Fenby said, "De Gaulle was determined that France should have the leading role in the European project. It must be remembered that his government was carrying out an extensive program of economic reform and, linked to this, he had forged a partnership with West Germany in which he envisaged France playing the leading role. De Gaulle didn't want this prospect to be cabooshed by Britain's entry into the EEC. But the UK ultimately joined the bloc in 1974 and began playing a leading role in dictating the European agenda as the French leader had feared. However, the influence the EU held over the UK slowly proved to be too much for the majority of the British public, who ultimately backed the campaign to leave the bloc in 2016.